Hi! Today I'm going to show you how to master batch my oils, and I use this stainless steel pot. It is a 20 quart pot, and pretty much what I do is that I measure all the oils and I put it in here. I take it to the stove, and once it's melted I distribute them on different containers. So in a way this is master batching / multi-batching. So here I have containers on which I'm going to put the oils, and I've chosen containers that are plastic number 5 or 6. That means they can go in the microwave, and also containers that are smooth so it's easy to scrape oils out of it. I'm using these ones, for example, because these are number 5. So I'm able to put this in the microwave. In every container that I use is a container for which I have a lid, because I don't know when I'm going to use it, so I want it to be covered so no dust or anything goes into it. So I've gathered several of those containers, even this big one. I also make sure to pick containers that fit in the microwave. That way when I need to melt the oils, I'm able to just put them in the microwave. And this one, it barely fits, but it fits. I mean, it has a very small clearance. And what I also do is that I have some tape to label the containers. And some I think I labeled from last time. What I do is that I weigh the container by itself, and I make a note of how much the container weighs, and then how much weighs just the oils by themselves. So I got these new containers, so I'm gonna weigh them and I'll make notes, and I do weigh them without the lid. Now to measure the oils, I'm gonna use a stainless steel spoon, and I also have a spatula somewhere that I'm going to use as well. But sometimes to do the heavy fats, I feel a spoon is more sturdy to do that. So for now I'm just gonna wait and make notes. Alright, so I have here this bucket, and I'm going to use this to weigh the individual oils. So I'm going to add the oils here, tare it, and then put it onto the big stainless steel pot. I don't put the stainless steel pot in here because it's going to take me too long to finish, and by the time I finish it's going to be probably the battery is gonna turn off and I won't know. And also because this pot is actually too big for my scale. I have a small scale. So if I put it, I won't be able to read either. So it's just a matter of weighing into here and then pour it into the pot. Alright, the first thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna weigh the rice bran oil, for which I need 112.5 ounces. So I'm going to measure everything, put it into here, then I'm going to bring it downstairs to where my stove is. Then I'm going to heat it up at a very low temperature, because you don't want to have a big amount of oils, a big pot of oils boiling on your stove. That's like super dangerous. So it's gonna be at a very low heat, and I don't know how long it's going to take. Last time I don't think it took that long, but maybe 45 minutes or so to get the coconut oil the shea butter. Well, last time I used cocoa butter that requires actually a little bit of a hotter temperature, but I didn't increase the temperature, I just increased the time until it all melted. Once it all melted, I stir it really well, and then I pour it out into the individual containers. And as I did that, I weighed each container so that I knew how much oil I had on each. And after I add each oil, I will put a check mark on my recipe so that I know where I'm at and to keep track. I only have 5 oils on this one, so it should be fairly easy. It actually works better if you measure your solid oils before you do your liquid oils, because when you add the solid to the liquids, you can have some splashing. So just FYI, I should have done that. Alright, so yesterday I didn't finish weighing the coconut oil because it was really hard. We're having a cold front. So what I did is that I just made an annotation of how much I did weigh, and then I did the math to see how much I'm missing. So this is just a warmer sheet, not sure, or a heating pad, that's what it's called. And as you can see, the oil at the bottom is melted, and then the one on the top is softer. I think I can break it through with a spoon, sort of. But in either case, it should be fully melted eventually because it's going up. Now if it was sunny outside, I would probably just set it outside to melt, and then it will be easier to weigh. But after I do that, I'm going to do the same thing with the shea butter, so it's easier to measure. Alright, so now that it's time to measure the shea butter, which I got is naturally refined from Bulk Apothecary. I need 45 ounces of this, and it's not so hard. Let me see, I'm gonna try with this spoon, and if it is a little too difficult, then I'll use my hands. Hopefully I have enough. And if I don't have enough, then I'm going to have to alter the recipe to include possibly cocoa butter. And you can see here the tallow that looks like ice cream. I originally was going to use lard for the recipe, but I wasn't getting the salt value numbers that I wanted. Alright, it looks like I had just enough. I have 45 ounces of shea butter here. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to measure the castor oil in here. I should have measured it along with the rice bran oil, because castor oil is really sticky, so it does better when diluted with another liquid, which is something actually I learned from the soap gal. If you watch her videos, it makes sense. Alright, so here I have the castor oil, which actually I just got. And I bought it from Wholesale Supplies. Finally. Okay, so I need 2250 ounces of this. So right now it looks like my pot is pretty full, but in reality it's not, because the tallow and the coconut oil are bulky. So once they are melted, the volume will actually look less. It will go down. So this is what it looks like 30 minutes after putting them on the stove in the lowest heat setting. Some of it is beginning to melt, but there's still big chunks that have not melted yet. Alright, so it's been 45 minutes and it's mostly melted. However, there is a lot of opacity in the oils, so I'm gonna continue to stir and wait until it's all clear. So it's been a little bit over an hour. It's like an hour and 10 minutes, and now the oils are all clear enough that I can see the bottom of the pot. So what I'm gonna do at this point is that I'm going to stir it for about a minute, and I'm going to stir it so that the spoon touches the bottom, and I'm gonna move it like that for several seconds, maybe 10 seconds. Then I'm gonna move the spoon so that it's towards the middle and stir that. Then I'm gonna stir the top. I'm gonna move it closer to the surface, and then I'm gonna go back in the middle just to make sure that everything is well blended. And after I do that, which I'm not doing yet, I'm going to use one of these containers to just grab it and carefully, not to burn myself, just put it on the container that I have right in here, and I will weight how much oil I have and mark it on the masking tape that I put earlier, and I'll do that with each one of the containers. Alright, the temperature right now is 152, actually 154. It's moving. Okay, so I'm finally finished. I filled a lot of containers. The one that is on the scale is my last container, and I did scrape every ounce of oil from the pot. And now I'm gonna wait until they reach room temperature to cover them to avoid any condensation. I'm not sure that you need to do that, it's just a precaution. And next time that I need to make soap, I'm either going to do an exact weight from these containers, but probably more than likely what's going to happen is that I'm just going to do what I need for my mold, and then I'm going to see which container has enough oils for that mold, and I'm going to melt them in the microwave. I'm going to heat them up and use them up, probably combine them from 2 or 3 containers. But when I do that, I'm going to stir them thoroughly so that everything is even. So here's what they look like after they have reached room temperature, and you can see how some of the solid oils have settled at the bottom, and it looks fairly even in containers that are of similar size. So that assures me that there's an even distribution of the oils in the containers. So I hope you like this, and thank you for watching. Bye.